It is early March. We are now looking towards the final of the CraneyTV Competitive Championship tournament. In the beginning of the series there were 8 anglers. We've narrowed that down to a small 2. By catching the single biggest fish in the entire series, Gaz Reidy now has the advantage of the choice of the final venue, whilst he competes against Burch in a match to crown the first ever CraneyTV Competitive Carp Angling Champion. This is the CraneyTV Competitive Carp Angling Championship Final.
Prediction at the minute of this match for, well, considering it's the first 24 hours to a 48-hour part, I can't see there anything coming out at the minute unless there is something up here from where we are on the lake, because it's cold and my balls are like peas.
Right, now that we're at the end of the series.
In all honesty, I reckon it'd be Tom. I'd like to have a little sesh with Tom. I just like his approach.
Gaz, yeah, he's a top lad. You can't argue about how good an angler he is. I feel a bit like I'm playing an away game at the minute because this is Gaz's patch, and he knows where to fish, how to fish it. But all fish swim about, and I'm sure I can try my hardest to snag one up later when I get set up. This 24 hour, Gaz is already fishing. I've literally just chucked my bivvy up and got my stuff in here, but I ain't even got my rods out yet. So I think Gaz is well on his way to catching one. His rods have been in for a while. They're all settled. So yeah, I think he's going to pick one up. Like I said, this is Gaz's pitch, mate, isn't it?
What would it be and why?
Them bloody gates as you get in, there's 3 of the buggers. Mate, I felt like a shepherd. All the bloody sheep in them field. I don't know really, what would have changed? Bloody hell. Obviously being here a bit earlier, getting all set up a bit sooner, because I am leaving it a bit late, but apart from that, Nothing really, because it is what it is. You know, it's the big final, and just happy to be here, mate.
Alright, that was how I think about Luke at the minute after just chatting to him. I think he's a really good looking guy. He is handsome. You're laughing, what? He is one handsome motherfucker. No, it's sad. I've been looking forward to this one, to be honest, to actually fish with Luke. So I've only met him once. Read a few of the posts, follow obviously the page and everything he does on his Facebook page, and I think it's great for what he gives out there. It is putting your time into something like that. You can only deserve rewards, really. As a fisherman, as an angler, he knows his stuff, and the way he's approaching here on his first time, it's spot on. And I do think he's in for a better chance at the minute, because with it being my water, I do kind of like know it, and being down there and chatting to him, looking out there, I wish I was in his peg. Same as my answer all the way through this series, really. No prediction. Still always on the understanding anything can happen. As long as we're both doing things right, we both can catch.
I think me and Gaz have got a bit of a bromance going on, I reckon. I think the future Tinder swipe right for Gaz, I reckon. No, he's a very knowledgeable angler. He obviously knows this place really well. Puts me on a bit of a back foot, really, because I know he's been trying to give me help with tips on where to go and whatnot, but I'm still not confident because it's such a shallow lake. It's hard to feel the drop when you're casting out, and it's so silty. But you know, Gaz has been really good, and he has been trying to help me where he can, which is great, really, considering this is like a competitive competition. But no, hats off to the man. He knows his stuff, and he's a real nice guy. And I think later on we're going to get together and get it on, I reckon.
What is your prediction of the result? Has it changed since I last asked you?
Gaz did come over here earlier, and he did say that he sort of liked the look of the swim that I'm in. So that obviously built up my confidence a lot more. But like I say, I think Gaz knows this place too well, and I think that he's a top angler. You can just see it, the way he speaks to you about the place, and he's very passionate about his fishing. And his watercraft is second to none. So I'm still thinking Gaz is going to go 1-0. 1-0 tonight, and I'm going to have to really struggle tomorrow and try and pull it back. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
I wish, like I said earlier, I wish I got here a bit sooner just so I could feel out a little bit more and get the feel for the lake, because I know I cast it out and I'm not going to get much of a drop because it's so shallow, but I'm just not 100% confident. When you don't feel that drop, you don't feel that smack on the ground, it's not right. It doesn't feel right. All your carpy senses are saying like reel it back in and try and find a drop, but it's near on impossible in this lake because it's so silty, so weedy, and it's really shallow. So yeah, I think I probably got here a bit sooner, led it out a bit, and that would have put my mind at ease a little bit more. My opponent's fishing, yeah. I'm not sure if he's moved about his rigs or anything, but he seems to think that he's not going to get much action down there. But I think he does. I think he's going to make something happen. Gaz being Gaz. But this morning, I unfortunately lost one. I was stood right next to me rods, just looking out on the water, and these birds was like jumping down into the water on my spot, and I was like, oh, I've got to have that. So I picked it up, and I felt something straight away. It kept turning, kept pushing down this side of the bay, and then 10 seconds of playing it came off, unfortunately. But I think that Gaz now, knowing that, I think that's put his mind into overdrive now. I think he's really going to push and put all of his carpy knowledge down to catching a fish, mate. But I still think Gaz is in with a decent shot, because obviously he knows the place better than I do. It's his lake, so it's a tough one. Anything could happen, like it's proven this morning, me losing that fish. It's hard to say, mate. Really hard to say now. But I still think Gaz has just got that bit more on me, and I think he's gonna pinch one out, mate. Yeah. Fair enough.
At the minute, from getting woke up with B. My name ain't B, it's Gaz, but I still woke up before you. I reckon he's gonna get one. To be honest, I really do. Now this sun's starting to come up, they're moving back up here in the shallows to catch this warm water. I really do. They're going to pass one of his rigs, and he's going to snare one. I had a little look at his rigs earlier when he bought in sneakily, and that's what it needs in here. what he's using works well. This session, I still haven't got a prediction on it. There's a good possibility from where we are, either of us can get one. I know he's had one in his swim, he's just round the corner. And a lot of people think, no, I'm done now, all the fish are there. They're not, they're moving. They're moving here. I know that for a fact, so I'm not panicking. Even if he gets one, even if he lands one within the next 20 minutes, I still won't panic. We don't finish till this afternoon. I know that there's going to be fish around here. It's down to me now to make that right. The one I'm looking forward to for the actual match, though, is the next 24 hour. Is because April, mid-April, end of April, this place turns alive, and I can't wait. And I'm really looking forward to April for my own fishing, not just the match.
So that was the first 24 hours of the final. Moving into the second 24 hours, with a change of location on both parties, we now find ourselves with very little time to crown ourselves the first ever CraneyTV competitive carp angling champion.
He's obviously fishing the right way to fish this lake basically. He's been here since Friday, is it, I think? So he's had a good run of where the fish are, and you know, he's had a good observation of the lake so far, and he's already had one. So that puts me on a bit of an unconfident streak at the minute. But you know, I am. Yeah.
That was outside at the time.
Oh yeah, it was obviously before the match had started. But you know, it's. I feel a lot more confident now, being on this side of the lake, even though I've got like lots of birds on this side. But there's loads, isn't there? But no, he's obviously it's Gaz, isn't he? You know, because he's going to fish well no matter what. So you know, I just got to bring my A game. Yeah. And he's looking handsome today as well. So I really couldn't say anything just yet. It's a little bit too early. But like I say, Gaz outside of the match has already caught one. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna get another one. Yep. Yeah, Gaz being Gaz.
I think he's going to fish it quite well. He's in a peg which suits his fishing down to the tee, so he's been out there, he's found spots that I usually fish, so I think he's in for a chance of getting one just the same as I have in this peg. I reckon there's going to be there's going to be at least a fish come out. There's got to be one that comes out. We've both covered this end from these two pegs, so if there isn't, it's the fish ain't on it. It's as simple as that. Nothing. I won't change anything. Nothing at all. No? No. There's nothing to change that I'd like to change.
Good. Only me and Gaz deserve to be in the final.
No, he's just fishing well, committing to his spots that he's found. He's doing everything right, so. No, the prediction hasn't changed in itself. We're both committing to the same spots that were found, and with the temperatures and everything the way they are, I really do think that we're going to have a fish. Well, I'm hoping we have a fish, because I really don't want it to come down to the questions at the end as the forfeit. I'd really like a fish to be involved.
Compared to before,
No, it still wouldn't change a thing.
that is it. Legend.
Oh, you know, Gaz, he knows the lake really well, and he's obviously found the spots that he's confident in. So, you know, he's doing really good, like he always does. So, yeah, basically it, mate. I think he's going to bag as well, to be fair. It's looking carpy as hell down there, isn't it? Because, like I say, I think we've both got decent spots. It's anyone's game, mate, and I think it's come down to that point where we're both really confident and it's all down to the fish, mate. You know, like I said, I think we've both got really good spots. We've both found spots that we're confident in, and it's all down to the fish now. But the thing is, I'm not bothered who catches. We need to have a fish, because I really don't want it to come down to questions, because it is a bit of a shallow victory. You know, it is fishing, and we need a fish. It's not just good for the camera, it's good for me and Gaz as well, regardless of who catches it.
Unfortunately, despite the effort on behalf of both competitors all throughout the night and through the final hours of the competition, not a single fish was caught during the time limit in the final of the tournament, sending us yet again into a sudden death decider. Unfortunately, due to technical faults with our external microphone, the audio from our sudden death decider was unusable. Thanks to the result of our decider, we now have our first ever CraneyTV competitive carp angling champion in Luke Burch. After the whistle had blown, not long after we found our first ever champion, Gaz found himself hooked into a fish. Fighting for his life, he brought it to the bank just to make sure that there was a fish captured on camera for the final. Now, before we carry on, adding a little controversy yet showing tremendous sportsmanship, Luke took it upon himself to make the decision that even though the allotted time had passed, neither participant wanted to win via questions in sudden death. With that said, Luke Burch made the honourable decision to hand the title to Gaz over an agreement of a rematch for the championship on Luke's terms. As well, I might add, Luke and Gaz both proved what we set out to do in creating a more positive, social atmosphere, even in a heavily competitive scenario. This culminating the entire series, the Inaugural Championship tournament, and giving you our two winners, our first ever champion Luke Burch and current reigning defending champion Gaz Reidy.
Right then, dude, that's the end of that series. But is it? Because I'm calling you out on this. The reason I'm calling you out for, I don't feel right having this belt. You won it on the questions, which we didn't want, and we did do that agreement, all fairness, but I feel it's a draw, and I hope you feel the same, because we need another 24 hours to settle this between me and you, and let's do it shortly, and it's on your terms. Call me.
Bring it.